Alrighty, hello everyone, and welcome to this week's market recap of the US markets. My apologies for getting this out a little bit late this week. Something came up yesterday that just prevented me from getting this done, unfortunately. Anyway, without further ado, it's better late than never, hey, so let's get on with it. So looking at the chart here today, SPX, S&P 500, looking well, we had the week starting out from the blue line here on the 28th of April, I think. Was it 28th? No, it wasn't. I don't know where I've got that from. It was the 26th. It was the start of last week. Looking a little bit closer at it, pretty much even, pretty much flat for the week. We had a little bit of a bump towards Thursday, as you can see. A really big bullish candle there, but then just sold off into the end of the week. A lot of people had mixed weeks, so I had a really good week, which we'll go into the reasons why. Some others not so much, some others break even. This is probably why a lot of people will break even here, looking at the chart. Anyway, huge week last week with a lot of big companies reporting their earnings. A lot of tech companies missing and really paying the price for it with their stock dipping quite heavily, which is good for us. Getting in on the discounted prices, obviously after waiting for support to come in. Those companies that did beat estimates, though, however, didn't really see any benefit to it. Whether investors are just a little bit hesitant to buy in, just waiting for the price to crack a little bit, I'm not sure, but we'll see what the next couple of weeks holds. We're still in the thick of earnings season with another big week coming up. Last week, I think, was going to be the largest sort of week we'll see for the quarter, but we'll go into that in a second. So still continuing this channel upwards, looking good for now. I don't know, I'm really getting this funny feeling that the market's getting a little bit exhausted and the prices are getting a little bit exhausted as well. There's still a lot of positive news coming out, though, in terms of COVID and economic reports from countries to countries, which is really good. But I don't know, I just get this funny feeling. So I'm just keeping an eye out on some political things and some economical things as well, just to be careful. Anyway, let's jump into earnings this week. Having a look at the companies reporting, quite a few reporting this week. So Realty Income, that's one I've traded before. Berkshire Hathaway, they've probably already reported. I haven't quite had a look. What else? Got Chegg, I've traded that before. Under Armour, Pfizer, that'll be interesting. I'm keen to see this. Activision, AYX, Ferrari. Yeah, few big companies this week. Another big one. So keep an eye out on any of those you've been watching. All right, moving into futures, just because we're early into pre-market now. Looking green. It's looking good. So let's refresh this just in case. Yeah, looking really nice here. Big, strong open for futures this week, which is positive. All right, so let's go into the next part. So we've got sector breakdown next. Don't know why I've got that there. Let's have a squeeze. Hold on. Here we go. Cool. Alrighty, so we've got the sector breakdown for the week. We've got the S&P sitting 11.6% up for the week, pretty much flat since last week. Oh no, taking a little bit of a, hold on. 26. So yeah, sitting flat for the week basically. Energy still flying high, bit volatile at the moment. Financials flying high as well, 23 and 30% up for the year so far. Real estate on its way up, which is good. I'll be looking into a couple of companies in this area, which we'll go into shortly. Communications and internet services, XLC down a little bit this week. XLB materials and XLI industrials downwards as well. Probably sitting flat actually. Down a little bit for materials, and industrials seem to be up just a little bit, which is good for that sector. What do we got underneath? XLK Tech on that downward trend. That's not looking too nice. Healthcare next, 6.96 up for the year. Utilities on the way up. That's your sector breakdown for the week. Last week, most bullish sectors looking like this real estate sector at the moment, and utilities is looking okay as well. All right, moving into some of the entries and exits that I took this week. Let's go entries first. So this week I took on Unilever. I took on Unilever at 56.71. So I think I took it around here on this day as well. So I took it in on the 28th, and I was out by the next morning, the 29th. It was an awesome day. Lovely to wake up to that. Got a little bit lucky, but still, we made money. And the reason I took this at this level here is because it's still underneath this big area that we saw before this big gap down. Obviously on earnings, probably, yeah, miss. So big gap down on earnings. We've come down a little bit. And since this bottom here, we've just seen some lovely, lovely green candles and a nice defined movement upwards. Took a little bit of a breather up here, seen the curl up, and bang, on lovely volume as well. Looking at that. Higher than average volume here, definitely over the last couple of weeks, or last couple of months actually, far out. Yeah, so took this here around 56, no, not around, 56.71 is where I took it, and exit at 58.8, so around this area here, which I'm really, really chuffed about. That was lovely to wake up to. Next one taken for this week is Airbnb. So not looking fantastic on this one. In at 175.9. So in around this area here where the blue line is. So sitting at a couple of dollars loss there. Didn't take a huge position in this just because it's such a the price of the stock's pretty high. So down a couple of bucks on a few shares on this. I do really like the company. I love how they run, similar to Uber, utilizing others' properties to make money. I love that idea. It's phenomenal in my opinion. But yeah, so down a couple of bucks on that one. Still holding for now. We'll see how the week opens. It's opened a little bit higher, which is good. So actually, only down $1.90 at the moment, looking at pre-market. So yeah, so we'll see how that one goes. Happy to hold that for now. All right, next one I took was I opened these two. I opened these two options here. I sold puts on those. Dropbox, I sold a put expiring 21st of May at 21.5, so $21.50. So from where it is now, I always forget I don't have to hold that. Where it is now till the 21st of May. It needs to drop. almost 17%, 16.5%. Now, I know they've got earnings coming up, but that's sitting just below support. There's three lines of three moving averages that it needs to break through to get to that. So I'm pretty confident in this one. Not a super high price stock as well. So if I do have to exercise that and take on the shares, I'll be looking at $2,150 worth of Dropbox there, which is fine for me. I'm not too worried about that. Next one I took was Pfizer, and after this huge run, got that expiring on the 28th of May. So here, and strike at 32.50. So sitting here. So let's have a look. That needs to drop. About 16.25% to reach that. Only getting below about $20 US dollars on that, but that's a huge drop for a couple of weeks away for that expiry. So I'm pretty confident in that one as well. So let's have a look at the exits. Close positions. So UL we already talked about, in around here and out around the 58.80 mark, which is really good. TX I exited as well. I just didn't really like how this was moving. It's seeming like it's a little bit exhausted there at the top there with all those red bars. Having a look at the selling, a little bit of support coming in, but yeah, it's just finding it really difficult to get through this sort of resistance area here. I held that for about a month and just got out just over break even, made a couple bucks on it. So I was in at 40.11. So I think, where is it? I think maybe, I don't know, somewhere around here. And then out at 40.58. So made 40 cents on the shares or something. I only made a couple bucks, but yeah, I just didn't really like how it was moving. Big increase in volume coming in. They did beat estimates, but yeah, you just get the feeling sometimes on some of these tickers. So yeah, let that one go. Glad to have let that go for break even. Had that in the red for quite a while. Okay, next one, STX Seagate. This one, I was really happy with this trade. Again, held this for about a month. So in Seagate at 79.07, so where this blue line is here, around this area here, I got in, and then out at 92.75. So that's a huge move that I was able to capture, which was really good. And something, I should go the other way, shouldn't I? It doesn't really look good. So I made 17-18% on that, which is really good for me. I have in the past had a little bit of trouble with holding on to positions that are in the green and just selling out when I see the market sort of teetering a little bit, or the stocks start to teeter a little bit, just selling out too early basically. And this one I held for quite a while and reaped the benefits there. 18% gain, really happy with that. Looking to get in there again, possibly. We'll see how the next couple of days turn out. There's a big red candle there on Friday. It wasn't the best day overall for market conditions. A lot of selling on Friday was done. It's recovered nicely in pre-market, up 1.25%, as you can see there down in the bottom corner. Keeping a close eye on this one though. All right, let's go into some on watch. So as I said, a lot of companies had big reactions this week. So I've got 37 in here to cover. A couple of them being your ones that you wanted me to cover a little bit. So we'll go into that quickly now as well. All right, so just got the SPX there. Let's have a look. So we got GameStop GameStop. I will never trade this again for the history of. Oh, sorry, I'll never trade this again ever. I was one that got caught on the wrong side of this huge, ridiculous move that happened a couple of months back in January. I lost a lot of money from that, and I'll cover off on what happened there in a later video. But from about $60, I was short a couple hundred shares all the way to almost the top here. Oh my God, it's a story. It's a story. Anyway, let's get into the analysis of this. Just be aware that with my analysis on this, obviously I do have a bias towards it because of my hate towards what happened. Anyway, so let's have a look. Seems to be following this 50-day moving average. I'm not a fan, obviously, of the stock. Let's have a look. I just don't think. Have a look at the price over the last couple of years, going from an $18 stock. Where oh, didn't want that. Where have we come from? A top of $57 all the way to this ridiculousness, 480 up to 350 again, and now sitting at 173. It's just one of those stocks that when you see a chart like this and you're thinking of playing it, honestly, and I don't mean any disrespect or anything like this, but to me, it's like a bit of a gamble. Going from this to this and trying to decide what way you think the stock's going to go. You just look at the crazy moves that it's had. There's no analysis to it. There's no fundamentals to it. There's just nothing, So if you want to take this, you can try and ride this 50-day moving average up and see how you go. You could probably look at maybe taking profits around 191, or if you want to be conservative, maybe around this 187 mark. Could push to 216. I don't know though. Yeah, I've got a very big bias on this one, so just be careful on it. If you were going to play it, seems to be curling up a little bit and following this 50-day moving average quite nicely at the moment. Not one for me, but yeah, keep your risk tight. Keep your stop losses close on this one if you are going to take it. But honestly, with this one, probably could go either way. All right, next one we've got is Twist Bioscience. Biotech company, one that I like to be very careful on. A sector, sorry, that I like to be very careful on, just because of the huge swings that it can have sometimes. Seem to have found support down here at 102, and then a little bit of support there again at 121. However, it's not really clearly defined. It came up here a little bit and sold off a little tiny bit, and then again, and then sort of found that support there at 122, but it's not really clearly defined like this one where it's come right out of that price range and then back down. This is more of a clearly defined support level. So at the moment, this price that it's at the moment is sort of in the middle of the movement. So you need to be careful with that, because if it goes up, awesome. But if it goes down, it's sort of, there's not really, it's sort of a one-to-one trade, I guess. You know what I mean? So if it goes this way or it goes this way, it's similar sort of distance it can move, if you understand what I mean. So for example, let's go maybe to Spotify. So if we were to take this trade here, down here somewhere, there's much more of a movement upwards, or a probability of a movement upwards than a downwards after the support level is established. Does that sort of make sense? I hope it does. But yeah, my main thing for this is it's sort of in the middle of that price range. Seems to be respecting these moving averages, but it might be a little bit too early to tell. So just be careful on that one. Keep your stops close. I don't want to lose too much on that. Another one, Vuzi. I'm not really too familiar with this one either. Definitely in an uptrend, but huge swings on these bars here. So yeah, it's definitely following this 50-day moving average nicely. Opened a little bit lower in pre-market. That's a little bit of something to be wary of. Plus some lower highs here as well. So just starting to get into the lower highs. So this could curl over. I'll just be careful. If you're going to take it, keep your stops tight is all I'm going to say on that one. Alrighty, hope that helped you guys. I love doing this for you guys. So please, whenever you have any questions or you want me to take a look at something or a second opinion or whatever, I don't care if you take my advice or not. I really like looking at these for you guys and helping you out. And yeah, I'm just doing it to help you guys and just to offer my opinion. So hopefully that helps. Anyway, we've got a lot to get through here. Some of the ones that I'm looking for, I'm just going to rattle through them quickly so I don't hold up too much of your time. I don't start to bore you. All right, so first things first, Disney. Looking to come out this channel nicely. It's already had a nice pop off at pre-market, up 0.6%. Seem to respect this 100-day EMA. And yeah, it just seems to be curling up. So I'm liking that one. Volume's a little bit low, so yeah, I might take a small position in that one. Love the company. I think everybody does. So yeah, they're not going anywhere anytime soon. Anyway, Discovery, still keeping an eye on this. We got past earnings and not much of a sell-off. They obviously missed from looking at this, but yeah, it seems to have held its price at the moment. So just keeping an eye on it for now. I'm not really looking to take that at the moment. Fastly, same again. Just keeping an eye on this. We've got a nice little bit of support here. A couple of crazy lines on this one. But yeah, just keeping an eye on it for now. Let's fix this up. If it sort of breaks this this triangle pattern we've got here, then it could be going lower. Earnings in a couple of days as well. So keep an eye on it for now. Neo, it's looking okay. It's looking okay. Again, in that triangle pattern, higher lows, but lower highs. So can go either way. With past earnings, they missed. Haven't heard much news on them lately, so just keeping an eye on them for now. Spotify, big dump off of earnings, huge dump off of earnings. Trading between this channel at the moment, seeing a little bit of a pop off pre-market, up $4, 1.7%. That's a nice little pop. I might take a small position in this one as well. A nice little established support level here as well. WD-40, still looking at this, seems to be trending downwards though, down below that 200-day moving average. Not looking too great, but still keeping an eye on it. Ford, same again, gap down on earnings. Did they miss? No, they beat. Must have been forecasts. There you go. Chip shortage to half. Q2 vehicle output, sorry. Yeah, vehicle production in half for the second quarter. So a bit of a dump on that. Keeping an eye on that one for now. Seems to be popping off that that support line there. We've got 3 hits of that support line, so seems to be established and being respected at the moment. Eli Lilly reporting. Oh no, they just reported. Still sitting near the support level. They've reported, they missed, but still seems to be respecting this level. So that's looking good. I'm already in this trade, so just keeping an eye on it on my ads if that momentum starts coming in. Netflix, another one I'm in off this gap down. Seems to be respecting this really nicely, starting to move up a little bit, up 48 cents. Not very much for this sort of price stock, but yeah, looking good. Nice little support level there. be happy to get out around 529 or this area here, 538, or just below, maybe 535-ish. All right, hey Monex, if that's how you say it, just watching this off this huge gap down. They lost a big supplier or a big contract or something like that. I went through it last week, but just seems to be supporting this. Seems to be respecting this support level. Earnings in 10 days, keeping an eye on it. Market access again, another gap down. Seems to be respecting support. Keeping an eye on it. Waiting for that momentum to come in and waiting for it to curl up. Boeing, come down a little bit on earnings. They missed. Ooh, yikes. Boeing, a lot of people like this company. I like the company too, but after the problems that they've been having, I'm surprised it's moved up as far as it has, to be honest. But keeping an eye on this technically. Looking for a move back up towards this region to continue the uptrend. Intel, gap down on earnings, same deal. Looking for that support to come in, curl up, momentum to come back in. Kimberly, this one respected this support level. It has come up a fair bit since that line. I have had that on my watch list for a while. Just didn't really get in. Nice volume coming in. It's up in pre-market. Might take a little small position in this because I've kind of missed the move here a little bit. Yeah, so I might take a small position in that. Looking for it to come up to at least around this area here, 134.97, 135-ish, basically, or around this level here, 137. So this next line of resistance there. Remember, we don't want to take the top and the bottom of the move. That's how you lose money. So we want to take near the bottom and near the top, and then take the money from the huge area in between. All right, Pinterest, same thing. Earnings gap down, looking for support to come in, curling up. SPG, looking for it to break this sort of resistance area. We've got two touches there. Got a little bit of a break, but then a sell back into this channel here that I've got drawn on the chart, and looking red in pre-market with earnings coming up in a week's time. Plugs starting to curl up. I don't know why I've got these still on here. Following that 200-day EMA, looking for a real push in volume and for it to start moving up. 8 days still earnings though, so not holding out much hope there. Amgen, gap down on earnings. I'm sure they missed. Yep, missed. Looking for that support come in. Same again. You'll notice what my strategy is, right? This is one of my strategies. So eBay again, missed on earnings, gap down, look for support to come in. Should be pretty good around this 200-day moving average. Lyft, same again. This one's a little bit different though, because this candle here is a huge sell-off. It's not a gap down straight away. Looking for it to respect this 100-day EMA, but not holding out too much hope. Not really sure why it gapped down. They haven't reported yet, or maybe they have. Yeah, I'm not too sure. Anyway, next one. MRK, Merck, same thing. Supports come in, start to curl up. Oracle, this one's looking really nice. Look how this has just hit the bottom here and started to come up really nicely. I'll possibly be looking to take a small position in that one. Twitter, same again. Gap down earnings, waiting for support to come in, start to curl up. Uber, same thing. Love the company. Sell off, waiting for that support to come in. This ticker likes to do this. So it likes to come up, come back down, and straight back up, straight back down, straight back up, as you can see here. It happens fairly frequently on this ticker. Next one, Cisco. Looking to maybe sell this short depending on how things go at the start of the week here. Just violated both these little pattern things I've got here on the chart. So this is Davis box going from the 52-week high, and it is selling now below that area. And we've got that nice triangle pattern, nice flag, whatever you want to call it, that it had broken through and then just continued to sell off from there. 16 days to earnings too, but yeah, might look to sell this short for a few buckies. Dell, same thing, selling short, possibly after a huge run. It's had, so violating this Davis box here, might look to take a few buckies from there too on the short side. Garmin, same thing, violating that box. Same again, sell short. Lowe's, same thing, huge run, massive run here. Sellers starting to come in, taking profits. Waste Management, looking to possibly go long on this. If today's candle can beat this candle, I might take a small position starter. Nice little bit of volume coming in as well. They must have beat. Yep, nice. CBRE, Real Estate Group. So this is what I was talking about before. When we're looking at sectors, might take this one long. Sector's doing really, really well at the moment, and this company itself is doing awesomely. So yeah, same again, candle. If that can beat, if that can come in higher than the previous couple of candles there, I might take a small starter. General Dynamics, already in this one. Looking to add if it can break this candle here, the height of this candle, but we do have some previous resistance points. That's what these blue lines are that I've got here representing the sky. ResMed, same as before, huge sell-off, looking for support to come in. SDX, as I said before, looking to possibly get back in there, already up 1.25% in pre-market. Alrighty, so geez, got through a lot there today. Sorry guys if I started to go on there a little bit, but hopefully took away some value from today. Maybe a couple of tickers that you might want to put on your watch list for this week. Thanks for bearing with me on that one. That was a bit of a long one. But yeah, as I said, love doing this for you guys. Love the markets. I just really enjoy it. It just keeps me challenged, and I think that's why I love it so much. I'm so emotional when I trade. It's kind of a bad thing, but a good thing. It keeps me coming back. Keeps my risk management there as well. So yeah, if you guys have any questions or want me to take a look at anything, I'm no pro. Little disclaimer again, obviously not an investment professional. None of this is investment advice, blah, blah, blah. You know the deal. Anything you buy or anything you invest in is at your own risk. But yeah, if you have any questions, shoot them through. Let's get involved in the group. Love having you guys. And yeah, I'll be back next week. Thanks, guys. Have a good night.